The dream run in Cincinnati had to come to an end eventually. After avenging her heartbreaking defeat to Eala Gabriela Ruse and stunning the tennis world with her relentless pursuit of redemption, Alex Eala finally faced a player of another level. And that player was one of the most dangerous competitors on the WTA Tour, Amanda Anisimova. The former world number 3 and two-time Grand Slam finalist had been tearing through the Cincinnati draw with ruthless efficiency. She had just defeated Zeynep Cienmez 6-2, 6-3, and was ready for the Filipina sensation. For Eala, this was a completely different challenge. This wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about settling an old score. This was about proving that she belongs among the sport's elite. This was about adding another top 10 victory to her growing collection. But it wasn't meant to be. The match became a brutal reality check, a reminder that at the highest level of tennis, nothing is guaranteed. A reminder that the road to greatness is filled with setbacks, disappointments, and heartbreak. And now, Alex Eala has finally broken her silence. She has revealed what really went wrong, and her reaction has stunned fans around the world. Not because she was angry, and not because she was bitter, but because of the grace, honesty, and remarkable perspective she showed. Welcome back to Ace Rally Brief. But Eala didn't just win. She dominated. She had erased the ghost of her 2024 US Open qualifying loss and announced her arrival in Cincinnati. The victory propelled Eala to a career high ranking of world number 18. She was on a roll. She had momentum and was ready for her next challenge. The challenge came in the form of Amanda Anisimova. The world number 10, seated 9th in Cincinnati, was a formidable opponent. Anisimova, who had reached a career high ranking of world number 3, was a two-time Grand Slam finalist. She was powerful, aggressive, and dangerous. Eala had already shown she could beat top 10 players. She had a 9-4 record against top 10 opponents, including 5 straight wins. But Anisimova was different. She was in form, confident, and ready. "I haven't played her before," Anisimova said ahead of the match. "She's been having such an incredible season, an incredible year, a very great player with a lot of fans. So, I'm really looking forward to that." The stage was set. The fans were ready, and the battle was about to begin when Alex Eala stepped onto the court at the Lindner Family Tennis Center in Mason, Ohio. The atmosphere was electric. Thousands of Filipino fans packed the stands, waving flags and chanting her name. It was the same scene that had followed her from Toronto to Cincinnati. The Eala effect was in full force. But Anisimova was not intimidated. She had seen it before. She knew what to expect. "I love a packed stadium, and I love a good atmosphere," she said. "I'm sure it will be a great match, even though they will probably be rooting more for her end. But I don't mind it, and I'll try to thrive off of the energy." The match was a battle from the very first point. Eala came out fighting. She was aggressive and confident. She had beaten top 10 players before and believed she could do it again. But Anisimova was relentless. Her power was overwhelming. Her serves were unreturnable. Her ground strokes were precise and punishing. Eala, who had been dominating opponents with her tricky left-handed serves and aggressive baselining, suddenly found herself on the back foot. The scoreline reflected the reality of the match. Anisimova won in straight sets. It was a brutal, humbling defeat that ended Eala's dream run in Cincinnati. For Eala, the loss was a harsh reality check. She had been riding a wave of momentum. She had won her first WTA title and reached new career highs. But at the highest level of tennis, there are no guarantees. And Anisimova had shown her exactly that. When the final point was played, the stadium fell silent. The Filipino fans, who had been chanting Eala's name just moments before, sat in stunned disbelief. The dream was over. The revenge tour had ended. But what happened next stunned everyone. Eala didn't make excuses. She didn't blame the schedule. She didn't complain about the crowd. She simply accepted the loss with remarkable grace. In her post-match press conference, Eala was candid about what went wrong. She spoke honestly about her performance, her opponent's strengths, and her own shortcomings. But she didn't dwell on the negative. She focused on the lessons she could take from the defeat. "I think it's just the level that I play that matters," Eala had said earlier in the tournament. "Did I bring the level that I wanted to bring? So, if I lose the first round, but it's a really good match, I wouldn't say that it was a successful week, but it wasn't a bad one." That philosophy was on full display after her loss to Anisimova. Eala didn't see the defeat as a failure. She saw it as a learning experience. She saw it as part of her journey. Her reaction was a stark contrast to the anger and frustration that had followed Ruse's loss. Where Ruse had raged against the haters, Eala remained calm and composed. Where Ruse had pleaded for mercy, Eala accepted the defeat with dignity. This is the difference between a rising star and a seasoned champion. This is what makes Eala special. She understands that setbacks are part of the process. She understands that every loss is an opportunity to grow. In her press conference, Eala revealed what really went wrong. It wasn't just about Anisimova's power. It wasn't just about her own performance. It was a combination of factors that came together to create a perfect storm. The power of Anisimova was a major factor. Anisimova's game is built on raw power. Her serves are thunderous. Her ground strokes are heavy and precise. She doesn't give her opponents time to think. She doesn't give them space to breathe. Against players like Eala, who rely on craft and variety, Anisimova's power can be overwhelming. The Filipina's tricky left-handed serves, which had bamboozled players like Iga Swiatek and Jessica Pegula, were neutralized by Anisimova's aggressive returns. The Americans simply refused to give Eala any rhythm. The physical toll was another factor. Eala had been playing at a relentless pace. She had won her first WTA title in Washington. She had reached the round of 16 in Toronto. She had avenged her loss to Ruse in Cincinnati. The schedule was brutal. The physical toll was immense. But Eala didn't make excuses. Health is the #1 priority for everybody, she had said after her win over Ruse. She understood the importance of recovery. She understood that her body needed rest. Then there was the mental pressure. The pressure of being a rising star is immense. Every match is a test. Every opponent wants to be the one who beats you. The expectations are high. The scrutiny is constant. Eala had handled the pressure remarkably well. She had embraced the attention. She had welcomed the support of the Filipino fans. "I think it's crazy how inspiration can affect other people," she said. "But even the strongest minds can crack under pressure." And against Anisimova, the pressure was immense. The moment was huge. The stakes were high. Then came the importance of experience. Anisimova is a 2-time Grand Slam finalist. She has been on the biggest stages in tennis. She knows what it takes to win at the highest level. Eala is still learning. She is still growing. The experience gap was evident. But Eala is not discouraged. She sees every match as an opportunity to learn. Every defeat is a chance to grow. And that mindset is what will carry her to greatness. Welcome back to the Ace Rally Brief Analysis. We've seen the match. We've heard the reaction. Now, let's ask the most important question. What does Alex Eala's loss to Amanda Anisimova really mean for her future? Every champion experiences setbacks. Roger Federer lost to players he should have beaten. Serena Williams was defeated by opponents she had dominated. Novak Djokovic has had his share of shocking losses. Greatness is not about never losing. It's about how you respond to defeat. Eala's response to this loss has been remarkable. She hasn't made excuses. She hasn't blamed anyone. She has accepted the defeat and moved on. That is the mark of a champion. Eala has now faced one of the most dangerous players on the WTA Tour. She has seen what it takes to compete at the highest level. She has learned from the experience. "I think it's just the level that I play that matters," Eala has said. She understands that the result is not the only measure of success. The journey is what matters. The lessons are what count. After Cincinnati, Eala will turn her attention to the US Open, the final Grand Slam of the season. She made her main draw debut at the US Open last year, becoming the first Filipina to win a Grand Slam main draw match. She will be looking to build on that momentum. The loss to Anisimova will not define her. It will not stop her. It will not derail her journey. If anything, it will motivate her. It will fuel her. It will make her stronger. Eala's revenge tour has been a defining theme of her 2026 season. She has systematically avenged her losses against the players who once stood in her way, and Anisimova is now on that list. When Eala faces Anisimova again, she will be ready. She will have learned from this defeat. She will have adapted her game. She will be a different player. To Alex Eala, this loss is not the end. It is a beginning. It is a step on her journey. You have already achieved so much. You have inspired millions. You have changed the sport. And you are just getting started. To the Filipino fans, your support has been incredible. From Toronto to Cincinnati, you have shown up in droves. Keep cheering. Keep believing. Your hero is on a mission. And this mission is far from over. The US Open is waiting.